Hello, my name is Rylan Bright, and this is my World War I trench project. So first, you have your no man's land. As you can see, it suffered a lot of battle damage. You have your artillery craters, and you also have some debris everywhere. You also have a lot of dead trees. Then you have your frontline trenches offered a lot of defensive and offensive capabilities for World War I soldiers. Soldiers could peek out of their trenches and fire enemies that are crossing no man's land. They also had ammo for shells to store their ammunition. Soldiers also made a forward listening post. This allowed them to listen to the enemies at the other side of the no man's land. Soldiers also made dugouts. These dugouts gonna let them hide from mortar fire, but sometimes soldiers like to sleep in these targets. Soldiers also had machine guns. These machine guns were positioned on tripods and weighed about 66 to 132 pounds each. These guns could fire 400 to 600 rounds per minute. These rounds are usually fed to the gun through a belt or metal strip. These are blockhouses, are also called pillboxes. These buildings usually had a few holes that the machine guns could fire out of. A problem soldiers also had was trench foot. Trench foot was an infection caused by wet, cold, and dirty conditions. If it became too bad, it eventually leads to amputation. I added these dispensers which dispensed slowness potions that represent trench foot in soldiers. Even had communication trenches. Communication and trenches were used to transport soldiers to other parts of the trench. They also provided transport for other supplies like ammunition and bringing food to soldiers. Next is a support trench. Support trench is a trench that held troops and could be deployed to the frontline trench at any time. The support trench also had kitchens that could supply the frontline trench with hot food. This trench also had a medical area that allowed medics to treat injured soldiers. The support trench also had a larger, deeper dugout that served as a headquarters. I included some orders in this chest here. Let's see what they say. They say, you want to cross no man's land at 0200 tomorrow, good luck command. This is what it says. This is very good because now I know what it says. There's also a telephone here. Use the contact command. If you follow the next communication trench, then you'll get to the reserved trenches. The reserve trenches usually just for holding a bunch of extra troops. I also put some sleeping headquarters for the troops sleeping. They didn't really have beds. There's usually also some storage in the reserve trench here. Here is some of the food storage area. You then also have your extra supplies area, which held stuff like ammunition and weapons. There are also artillery and tanks to help support the soldiers up front. Some artillery can shoot up to a few miles and could fire up to several rounds per minute. Usually artilleries had 6-man crews, and World War I tanks were very slow and couldn't go faster than 4 miles per hour. And if you excuse me, I'll get back to hunting rats. Goodbye.